Hello, how's it going? So in this video I'm going to be talking about why you should buy a OBD scanner slash reader specifically for your car, and why I'd recommend this one called OBDeleven. What's this little scanner? The prices for this, I think it was about 50 bucks or 60, and then it works on a credit system, so you just pay to add credits, and then you can do a bunch of stuff to your car. So not only can you like read codes and clear codes with this, if you have like a check engine light or something like that, or you just want to know if your car is throwing any type of code. You can also do a lot of little customization to your car, depending on what year it is and stuff like that. For example, on my car, I've done on startup, I do have needle sweep. I enabled to fully roll down and roll up windows with the remote. What else did I do? You can change the loading screen when you turn on when you open your car, turn on the car. On mine would say A6 because it's an A6, but I mean you could make it say S6, RS6, anything like that if you want. There's a bunch of settings for, like, depending on the options you have on your car, for the like the power trunk and all this stuff. I'm gonna open up the app. I'm gonna connect the scanner, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do that in a bit. So yeah, what you do is you grab the OBD scanner, just plug it into your OBD port, which is down here. Then you open up the OBDeleven app, and you pretty much just wait for it to connect. So now we're just gonna wait. Okay, so you also want to make sure you put the ignition on. So obviously don't hold the brake when you hit the start button. Just hit the start button and it'll make sure that the car is in the ignition on position. And then after that, once the app, let me unlock my other phone. Once the car finally connects, you'll get this screen, which will pretty much just tell you scan and stuff. So if you were gonna if you had like a check engine light, for example, and you wanted to check your what code you were throwing, you just use this screen and hit scan, and then you'd just wait, and it would pretty much just check all your systems and if you were throwing any codes. But what we're going to do is, let me put my phone down. So what we're going to do is, you normally would say scan, you go to car, and then what you want to do is go to apps, and then you just wait for it to load. Once you're in here, oh, it's gauges. We wanted car apps. Okay, once you're in apps, it's gonna give you all of these things that you could do. So these are adjustments. These are retrofits. So like, say for example, like this bottom one. This is if your car didn't come with paddle shifters. To get paddle shifters in your car, all you have to do is find this. The easiest way is find a steering wheel that already has paddle shifters installed on it. Swap out your steering wheel, swap out the new one, and then just code it in, which you could do easily with this. And then workshop. So workshop is, for example, when you do an oil change, you need to reset the the reader timer or whatever on the car. You can't do it through the MMI in the car. You'd have to go through something like this, and like this completely resets it. So this would be for the oil service, and it would be for the inspection service, because it has both. Also, the brake pads replacement, like when you do brakes on your car, these have electronic parking brakes, and so the everything is like electronic. Also the piston, if you just do the rear brakes, for example, if you do the rear brakes and you can't just push the pistons back in the caliper, because it's like electronically controlled, not just through the brake fluid. You'd have to release the piston so they could enter back. If not, you would just ruin the whole system, and yeah, that would really suck. But where is for the adjustments? Okay, so for the adjustments, you're in here, and you get a bunch of settings actually that you can do. I've done a couple already. So for example, let me find it. So the gauge test needle sweep, that pretty much is just what it is. When you start the car, the 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 needle will sweep on startup. That doesn't come factory on the car. You have to, like with this, you could do that really easily. What else have I done? Okay, so I did this also. It's the windows and sunroof remote control. So pretty much all you do when you want to like activate a feature like this on your car is you open up this app. Once you're here, well, obviously mine says not supported, but you would do anyways. Let's go back and see what the other ones are. You could try dashboard screens on startup. Okay, so how you would do this is, my car obviously says A6 on startup, and say you wanted to say, I don't know, RS6. You click that button, you go to this button, you have to have credits though. So I think it's like 10 credits to use these presets. You hold this button and then it starts it. Okay, success. Okay. With this app, you could also do live reading on certain parameters in your car if you want to know something, like a bunch of different levels on different stuff. And so yeah, I'll show you those things. Now you also activate. I don't know why it wasn't letting me activate the windows down and up with the remote, because I already have it activated. I don't know why it's saying it's not available, but okay. So let me go show you in the car now what it'll look like. So pretty much that was flashed already. So now if I come in here and I start my car, it's just gonna start, but let me turn it off. Now it'll say RS6, and before it used to say S6, I mean A6. So you could change stuff like that. Also the needle sweep, if you pay attention to the gauge, it should sweep on startup. So here we go. So yeah, that doesn't come factory, like when you buy the car new or anything like that, but it's easy to program in on an A6, that is. And also the windows, maybe it's because you have to do it in here, but there's also options in here. So if you just go to vehicle set, so you go to your car menu here, you go to car systems, then you go to vehicle settings. It should be under central locking, long press to open windows. So I have this all enabled, on, but there's no option for you to hold and close, I think. And so you set that up through the OBD. Also, mirror dip, I enabled that also on the OBD. I don't know why it doesn't show up here, but let me see if it's somewhere else. No, so I don't see it anywhere else, but mirror dip also. So when I hit reverse in my car, if you pay attention to this mirror, it's going to dip down. You see how it went down? So yeah, that should be enabled through OBDeleven. Then when you hit park and park the car, if I hit park and turn it off, it should go back to normal. Yeah. So yeah, I also have my mirror set, my side view mirror set to close when you lock it. That's an option that you can do inside of the MMI, I'm pretty sure as well. I don't think you need OBDeleven for that. And then what I was talking about, the full open windows, is there's an option in the MMI to do roll down windows with the remote, and it'll open all of them. But I think you have to go on OBDeleven and program the option to close them. So if you hold the unlock button, it will roll down your windows. But through the OBDeleven app, or there's another one called Carista as well, but it doesn't let you do as many things as OBDeleven. OBDeleven is more like geared towards specifically Audi, Volkswagen vehicles. So Carista you can use on a bunch of different vehicles, but OBDeleven you could pretty much use on purely only on all Audi / Volkswagen. But anyways, if you hold the lock button on this one, it should close. And that I think you have to set through the MMI, through the OBDeleven, I mean. So one thing else is you also want to make sure that once you're done using the app or using the OBDeleven dongle, that you disconnect it from the OBD port, because it can, I've heard people saying that it can drain your battery. I think I left it once and it didn't, but you don't want to take that risk. So just make sure once you're done, you disconnect it and start wherever you want. So yeah, that's been pretty much a little video on how to use the OBDeleven. If you have any questions, just message me. I mean, it's super easy, super straightforward. Just connect it. You open the OBDeleven app on your phone. One thing about that thing is they have a new version out that you can use also with iPhone. I to be honest, I stick with the older version that you use with an Android phone, because they've had it longer and it's been like more tested and it's more secure that it'll actually work. I think people were saying that they were having slight issues with the iPhone version, so I don't know if you'd want to you get that version or anything like that. I use an iPhone, but I had an Android before, and so I had bought the Android version. So yeah, I'd just go with that. Yeah, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and you get a lot of little features for your car. All right, well, thanks for watching.